Okay, how is everybody doing? Okay. Ooh, I cannot sleep. I don't know why I can't sleep, right? Um, Maybe the pain. I'm in pain and just can't go to sleep. And there's some things like I've been in the garden. I was in the garden for maybe what it was. It was about 5 o'clock when I got in the garden. Five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nah, I probably was in the garden for 3 hours. 3 hours. Tilling the yard, tilling the ground and things like that is what I was doing. Trying to decipher where I'm putting things and and things like that. And the only reason I haven't shown y'all what I said I was going to do next is because when I looked at the weather forecast, it looks like when I did a 10-day weather forecast, it mentioned rain, right? Which is rain is always great. So that's not a problem to the garden. That's why I went out there to till the ground, prepping for the rain. Uh, and though it mentioned that it's going to be dropping in the low 50s. In the low 50s. And I was like, remember, I was getting ready to drop my melons in the garden, right? I said I was going to directly sow them in the ground, which changed when I found out it's dropping to the 50s. At night, I'm like, oh, I don't think I should do that. Okay, I don't think I should do that. So, and the only reason I'm doing this tonight is because I'm up and I was just going to show you a few things that I am going to do. Some things I'm going to be testing, just like I'm showing y'all what I'm doing and whether it works or not. That's another thing, right? I guess we'll find out. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm getting ready to do. Let me go grab my tripod. Now, so I am all about, telling y'all to grow something, whether it's a bucket of potatoes or some strawberries. Strawberries is not that difficult, but the second year and the third year, you get your better, your harvest. Um, some people will go and buy a strawberry plant that already has a few berries on it, and that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Okay, that's a bad idea. Um, yeah, no. Right? You it already got like one or two. I've seen that when I before I knew about strawberries, and I would go to the nurseries to buy or looking around to buy. Because that's why I don't buy from nurseries, mainly because it's not affordable. It's like if you just want to grow one or two things or one or two plants of a few things, it, it's still not economical, to be honest, right? They'll sell you anything. The older the plant is, the more difficult it may be because, like, the plant may be dying and you just don't recognize it, right? And then now you got to go uproot it and transplant it. And so it depends on exactly what it is. Some things do not like to be transplanted, but they will still sell it to you, right? They'll sell you peas. Uh, Peas don't like to be transplanted. Okay, it could look all healthy when it's in that little when it is in this little planter, right? But as soon as you start messing with it to get it into the ground, now it may die. Okay. Um, so they'll sell you anything, right? They'll sell you anything. I remember when I went to the nursery that year and I was looking around and I'm telling you these things are expensive. Expensive. Even back then, this is before COVID. Okay. When you could get a plant, one cell for $3. $3 for one cell. Now, if I were just wanting to grow one plant, then that's reasonable, right? One plant, $3. One tomato plant may give you, I don't know, a few pounds of tomatoes. Okay, that's not that bad. That's if you know what you're doing. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, you may get 3, 4 tomatoes of that plant. Okay, you may get, and that is the worst thing because um, the first year I grew tomatoes, which was about 5 years ago, I actually grew from seed, just like I'm doing, because that's what made me decide to grow from seed. It's really economical, like for real. Not only is it economical, but you can make money from it, right? My neighbors right now are waiting for my seedlings to become big enough so I can sell them to them, right? And so not only will I have enough plants for myself by purchasing a packet of seeds for like $1, but I'm gonna make more than that by selling them the transplants. And I'm gonna, of course, sell the little seedlings for less than the nursery, right? And not only that, but I told them like, hey, you could see exactly what I'm doing, and like you, my neighbor, like if you need help, then here I am. I'm right here in your neighborhood, right? Um, so yes, let me get the phone so I can share and show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to use the iPad first, okay? Because it's a wider view. Uh, but it's not gonna last that long. It's only 30% on it. I'm gonna see if I can charge it while using it. But Leaky Leak has been, he's been having my iPad since he was a baby. And I told him the other day when it wouldn't charge, I was like, baby, it's because the way when you charging it, when you unplug it, you just jerk it out. I've been telling him since he was a little kid. He's still a kid, of course. I mean, since he was an infant, hey, you not to jerk it out that way, you know. When I put this in. Like, hey, you gotta be careful. This is my second iPad he messed up. I gave him one when he was like 1 years old. Actually, I gave him one when he was one. I gave him one before he was one, to be honest. I gave him my first iPad, which is an iPad mini. I gave him that before he was one. Then I gave him another one when he was like 1 years old. Okay. He's a little spoily, yeah. And then both of them are ruined. And they're ruined because of the way he unplugs them. They won't charge anymore. This one I think I could charge it another way, right? Because it's a newer one, of course, that could be charged, I think, by the back. But anyway, here we go. Let me show y'all what I want to get to. Hold up. There's a lot that I'm gonna be doing tonight, and share, share. Yeah, I don't have to hit share sound because y'all not gonna be able to hear it anyway. Okay. I got a couple of records showing. Uh, too many things showing on my iPad. Okay, too many things. Uh, cover myself just in case this thing aimed at me accidentally. Okay. Okay. It's turn. Okay. So here we go, right? Y'all watched me handle these, right? Y'all saw me. I did a live and I showed y'all how to do this with cotton balls and water, right? But I also showed y'all other ways, right? So let's pull them out. We got those. These were the tops to those, okay? I showed y'all just use these little containers. See how it looked like a greenhouse? That's the greenhouse effect. And that's why I showed y'all how to do that. And it actually ends up propagating or really well, okay? Now, I don't know, like I bought these seeds and they're not doing well. These seeds are not doing well. I don't know. I got to open it up. No, I see them. Okay, so this is my long, thin cayenne pepper. Y'all be able to see it in a minute. because it looks like when I'm using my iPad, it's a little slower. Okay. And the reason I know what it is because y'all remember I put a label in there. Okay. Now at first, without me taking, let me turn another light on. You're gonna get a little more light. Before I took the top off, I was like, oh, these not doing that well. But I see where they are propagating. I think too much water might be on these cotton balls though. Okay, that one's not doing nothing at all. I could see that one popping up. These two, and they have one that's right there. Okay, yeah, they do have too much water in them. I'm gonna squeeze some of this water out of these things because I could ruin the root before it even start really growing. Right, it could end up just being overwatered. You don't need that much water. And I think I told y'all that, but as y'all can see, I use these cotton balls over and over again. That's why you see other seeds on there that didn't do anything. Okay. I'm gonna take care of that later, but I've squeezed some of the water out, especially out of this one and this one. Okay, and there's another one growing right there. Um, over here. I know y'all can't see it yet, but I showed y'all how to do this, right? And I hate see the phone isn't slow like this. Let me stop and restart. I don't like how I don't like this. How it's behind. Yeah, I'm not really fond of that. Uh, the difference is my phone. The iPad is wider. Maybe I should just switch to the phone. Let me see instead. And it may be doing that because I do have it on the charger, and it's not even charging. Okay, We're gonna take the iPad off. I'm gonna just use the phone because I cannot. It's the same low setting though. Same low setting. iPad not gonna. I don't know if it'll allow me to share like this with other devices or not. Let's see. I don't have any other. I only have Apple. That's all I have anyway. Right? Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, so this I am gonna do some more of these, but that's my thin uh, cayenne pepper. Okay. Um, I showed y'all that like that's I think that might be 2 weeks. Yeah, I did those when I did these, right? But different things they germinate differently at different times. Hey, Reese. Hey, Anthony X. I ain't seen you in a minute. Um, oh, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see that you're doing well. Yeah. So different things germinate at different times. Because I just did these beans. Actually, no, these are not beans. I just did these last week. And see, the roots are strong. And these are melons. And this is my second time doing them. The first time I did them, it was too early. And this time I did them, I'm thinking, okay, it's a good time. And now it might be too early again. Because these are melon. These are in the melon family. I forget what they're called. Um, hubby told me, right? It's like this. It's in between a watermelon and a honeydew and a cantaloupe. Whatever this thing is so good. And the only reason I have seeds is because I took them directly out of the fruit, and I've been saving them for years, and they are popping up. So I didn't have to buy seeds. And I did a test the other day. So these are coming out well, right? I think I was telling y'all that I had two kind. These, this one, I I don't know what's going on here. I'm confused. Okay. What am I confused about? Okay, because I had two types. I had these brown ones, which I never dried. Okay, I'm gonna show them to you in a minute. And then I did the ones that I did dry, which I knew they were gonna work because they have worked. But see how this one, um, I know, I'm not sure what. No, so it hasn't done anything. So that's the trick, right? You cannot take a seed out of a watermelon and just throw it in to grow it. And I made that mistake with my bell peppers. I had some bell pepper seeds out of a bell pepper that I cut up just like a month ago. I think y'all watched me cut it up, right? I cut it up and then I took the seeds and say, hey, I'm going to plant these and see what they do. And well, not plant them. I said I was going to put them on here and see if they germinate. And they did not germinate. That's what these little white ones are. Remember, I reused the cotton ball, so it might get a little confusing. But those little white ones right there, those were the seeds out of the bell pepper. Now, why didn't they germinate? I was shocked that they didn't germinate. I was like, wait, why didn't they germinate? And then I realized that I never dried them. I never set them to the side and just let them dry. They were still kind of like new right out of the fruit. Okay. And don't get mixed up when you hear me call things fruits. But the truth is, we know what a fruit is. If you look up the definition of a fruit is when we grow something, and that item that we grow, right, has seeds in it. It has its reproductive uh, items within it, and that is a fruit. So tomatoes are fruit, apples are fruits, oranges are fruits, um, eggplants are fruits. Cucumbers are fruit, right? And even okra, right? But okay, and people want to say that's a vegetable. Okay, if you want to call them a vegetable, cool. Then the definition doesn't make sense. Now, anyway, there's things that you can eat where it fruits, and you can also eat the leaves, right? Which kind of make it like a vegetable, like. But these are my cantaloupes. I just did these last week. They're not even a week old. Been on here. It hasn't even been a week yet. But I think it will be a week. Like, or it might be a week today actually, because it's Friday. I think I did them last Friday. Because Saturday we went to the movie. So yeah, I think I did this um either last Friday or last Thursday. So this is 7 days. That was quick. Okay. But these also did they thing in 7 days. Okay. I have to make a change on here. That's why I died so fast too, because of this change that I'm about to make. Okay. I'm gonna put it on 5 minutes. I'll touch it in 5 minutes. Um, and that way if I forget to turn it off, it'll still be okay. Okay. So these popped up in within 2 weeks. Actually, it took like a week, and they were this long. And these are the same. I did these and these the same time, and these. Okay. Ooh, ooh, don't fall. Please don't fall, because I really, even though I have on the robe, I don't remember. So these are my habanero peppers. Okay. And these are my red cherry tomatoes. Okay. I just did this just the other day, earlier in the week, and this is going to be a broccoli. I put a broccoli, so I'm doing a test, and now see, I know, I think it's only one seed in there. It might be a couple, it might be two seeds in there, okay? But it's a test, and so that's why it's underneath, so I can remember what it is, because you have to keep up. right? Because think about it. If you look at these two, they look exactly the same. This one and this one, right? They look exactly the same. Not only that, but this, look at that. So this, remember I told you I was doing things hydroponically as well. And so this is a basil, okay? This is a basil. I put it in one of these. I use one of those, remember those things that I showed you where you soak it in water and it increases. So I put that in here, and then I took, uh, when it swelled up, I made sure that I had enough water that touches the very bottom, okay? And then I put the seedling in there, okay? Put the seedling in there. So it's like that. And even though it don't need lights right now, I have it under the grow light, okay? Which the grow light isn't on right now because I had the grow light on for like a couple of days straight, and I wanted to give the plants a little time to rest, okay? But so this is a basil, which I'm gonna keep in the house, right? Maybe on a windowsill, and I have another one that's gonna go outside, and that's this one here. That is in a big uh, soda bottle. Soda bottle that I took the label off. I showed y'all how to take the top off just so that cup can fit in. It just needs to be barely in there. And then I'm not gonna have to I'm not gonna have to do anything with that for this whole growing session because that's enough water. What's gonna happen, the roots gonna grow, and as the water depletes, because it will deplete, but the roots will grow and grow and grow. And by the end, first of all, basil, there is no end to basil, okay? Basil, you cut what you need off, and then whenever you need it, you let your basil plant just grow and grow and grow, right? You might want to trim it after a while because it might be overgrowing, getting too big for you, where you feel like, okay, so harvest some of it and either give it away, sell it, or um, do something what you're going to see me do in a few, right? Where you reuse it for your garden. So remember, I'm the cheap gardener. I'm the broke gardener. Okay, I'm not the cheap gardener. I'm the broke gardener. That's what this stream is about, baby. Because I'm about to show y'all how to make your own fertilizer. Now, what I will tell you is here on YouTube, we must have some wealthy gardeners, baby. We have some wealthy gardeners because they're telling you to buy these fertilizers. They're telling you to get worm castings and this type of fertilizer, and that type of fertilizer, and this type of fertilizer, right? Now, I can only be honest with you, right? The years that I've been gardening, I have never used fertilizer. I'm just being straight up truthful, okay? If any fertilizer was ever used, it was already in the soil. Now, I have purchased soil, and therefore, if there's fertilizer in the soil, then that's the only fertilizer anything I've ever grown has ever gotten. Okay? My okra did well. I looked at a video tonight before I went live, right? And I was like, okay, let me see what they say about okra. Because okra is one of them plants that it loves the heat. It can handle the heat, because it's a southern crop. Y'all, it can handle extreme heat. It's also and it don't, like, if you don't water it, because I remember skipping watering it and going out there and it still did its thing, baby. It still did its thing, right? Because I wasn't sure what that okra was doing over there, right? It was my first time growing it. This was 5 years ago. This was my first time growing it, and it was getting tall, but there was no okra on it. So I was like, I don't know, right? I said I don't know, and so I really neglected it. And then one day it rained. Like that's why I say my grandmother used to say that the rain was God's tears and things, right? When I tell y'all that it rained and everything sprung fruit, like it seemed like overnight. It rained and bam, I went out there the next day and shit was just overgrown and wow. And then it was fruit on everything. Okra was out there, my bell peppers was out there. Oh, and my cucumber plant just went from being this itty bitty thing to this long running thing. Seemed like overnight with rain. But back to my story with the okra, it was tall, but I didn't see any okra on it because it got kind of tall pretty fast, right? But there was no okra on it. So I was like, even when it was short, I was like, damn, they ain't even got a bud on it, not nothing. So I kind of neglected it. I didn't water it much. I was like, I'm not wasting my water bill on this right here because I'm not sure what this thing is doing. And it still stood strong. I didn't even have a trellis on it. Now, I, when I looked at the video today, I saw where they was talking about use this fertilizer, that fertilizer, and this fertilizer. They was like, do this and do that. And I was like, see, I ain't have to do none of that. I ain't have to do nothing. Okay. None of that. But yeah. And not only that, I really did some things that I now know is wrong. But even when it was wrong, it was still right. Right. Um, so because of my yard, right? Because we have a HOA, and HOA every year they come down and put this black stuff all in my yard to make sure weeds don't grow. But it has destroyed the yard, right? As far as growing, right? And the reason I know because that year I did my garden, I was like when I dug in it, even though I saw earthworms, right? And that's a good thing. Having earthworms in the soil was good. It was moist. And the reason it was moist because it was under all of that mulch, right? That mulch. I think that's what it's called, mulch. It was under all of that when I dug in it. But I also thought I saw mold, like actual mold. Like I know when I was speaking to somebody on here, they say that's a good thing that I saw that. And I was like, I didn't know that. I saw mold in the ground. And I was like, oh my goodness. So what I did, let me tell you what I did. I took uh I think it's called, what is it called? It's like a fabric that you put in your yard for the weeds not to come up. So I covered the ground up with that fabric, right? I think it's called landscape fabric. And and then I put my own purchase dirt, right, on it. So I use soil and I use actual um one was called soil and one was called, I think it was called like dirt. It was actual, there's a difference between dirt and soil. I forget the actual name of it, but one was like real cheap. It was like $1 a bag, right? And then you got the soil. And the soil probably had the fertilizer in it, but the dirt didn't, right? It was just like local dirt that I purchased. That sounds crazy, right? Like, but anyway, so I covered the ground up completely, and then I replaced it with my own soil. Now, what was bad about that? There's a couple of things. There's something that was good in that. Hey, I put soil down and it worked, right? I put the soil down. The plants only had use of that soil because remember I covered the ground with a fabric, so the roots couldn't go no further. And everything grew. Everything that I grew, except my carrots. I ignored them completely because we don't even eat carrots. I didn't even water it. If it ever got watered, it was due to the rain, right? And then I didn't drill holes in the bottom of that container neither, right? So I knew that. I knew that I had done it wrong, but I didn't really care, right? I bought the seeds and then I used the seeds. But let me tell you what I did was right about my bell peppers. They came up pretty. But I realized that my plants was short in comparison to what they would have gotten. So when I'm looking, like I'm looking at the videos the last couple of years, right? But especially this year, this is my first time actually looking at videos and seeing what people are doing versus what I've done. And I'm seeing that people, bell pepper plants are tall. And I realized, wait a minute, my bell pepper plant, although it did produce nicely, right? I have videos of me going harvest them and everything. They produced nicely, but they didn't get tall. And I was like, oh, like it makes sense that they didn't get tall. Because I didn't have enough soil down for the roots to get longer, right? Remember, I restricted the roots being going able to go but so far. And I did not use a lot of soil down there. So I kind of stunted the growth of the bell pepper, although it did produce. So this year, after the knowledge that I do have, I'm going to do things a little different. Only a little bit though, because I just recovered my area where I'm gonna grow my bell peppers. It worked for me last time. For the last couple of years, it worked for me. I didn't grow last year, y'all. I didn't grow last year. But for the last few years that I have grown, I had my bell peppers in a certain area, and if it worked, then I'm gonna continue using that spot. It was, and I love the spot too, right? I actually like where it was. Um, but I'm gonna just add more dirt, which equals more money. But as far as fertilizer, my everything I grew, my tomatoes, my potatoes, my okra, my bell peppers, my cucumbers, um, what else? Of course, my like the what I want to call it, the herbs. Of course, they grew right. They grew with no problem, and I definitely didn't have no. I put that in dirt. I put them herbs in regular dirt. I don't even think I use soil with the herbs. Okay, no, no, I use regular dirt from out in my backyard. Yes, and they grew well. Okay, they grew well, but I did grow them in a container. Mostly everything I grew, except a few things, were in containers. Even my bell peppers, I had a bell pepper in a container with no hole at the bottom, with no drainage. Okay, with no drainage. I had two bell pepper plants in one of them Dollar Tree containers, y'all. It's not even that big, but it's big enough. It was pink. Okay, and I put some soil. I put dirt in it, just regular dirt out my yard. Because, when I did it like that and didn't put no drainage, I was kind of like just saying I had so many plants, I didn't know what to do with them. So I kind of just started growing them any kind of way. But they worked, it still worked. So what I'm saying is fertilizer a need? No. But this year I am going to fertilize. And I'm about to show you. I think I told y'all, right? Um, This year I'm gonna use some fertilizer, but I'm still broke, baby. I'm still broke. Okay, I'm broke, and so I'm gonna make my own fertilizer. Like I said, I've been doing research, and research is you telling me they telling me they got a whole bag of casting worms, stew. That just means dirt like that. I have worms in my yard, right? Earthworms. And you telling me I can have some earthworms that gonna make me some fertilizer? Then why would I go buy that when I could go in my yard and dig up some worms? In fact, I'm gonna make a worm bed. I'm gonna feed the earthworms in a certain spot, and I'm gonna make sure that I feed them, and they're gonna give me that great soil. I remember my dad doing it. My dad had an earthworm bed so he could go and dig them up so he could go fishing. And all he used to do is go back there and feed them. And so I have some rice in this rice cooker. Wait, no, it's not even rice cooker no more. It's in my pot that I cooked. We ate. I made some beans and rice. This is the leftovers. And tomorrow I'm going to throw it in my yard. I'm going to throw it to the back of the yard in a certain spot. And I'm going to get those. I'm going to feed them earthworms. Okay. For everybody who want to go buy you a bag of earthworm stew, You must be rich, baby. You rich, you got it like that. Okay. Them earthworms gonna eat through this food. They're gonna love that spot and they're gonna love it. And they're gonna be there and they're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. Right? And I'm gonna be able to go scoop up the little dirt that they make through their stool and I'm gonna be able to put it around my plants. That's what I'm gonna do. Now with this, y'all see that? Look. Um, we had some watermelon. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I think it was the early beginning of the year. One of my sons bought watermelon a couple of months ago, and I told you I've been telling hubby to not throw away my eggshells, my egg carton, and my and fruits and vegetables. And so he finally listened, and he put it in a Ziploc bag. Now look at the bottom. Let me see. See that juice? That. So what I'm gonna do? I was because this bag is ziplocked. Okay, I'm scared to open it now that I see that juice. I thought it was gonna just be, oh, I was gonna take it and cut it up, and then I was gonna put it back in here and throw some water in here and sit it around for like a couple of weeks. I could put it outside under the shade because I don't want it in my refrigerator any longer. Okay, it don't smell, not now because it's zipped. Okay, it's one of them zips with the zip. But I'm gonna put some water in this and I'm gonna sit this out back. And this will be my fertilizer. Okay, this will be my fertilizer. Um, and if you have lettuce, any food scraps, not meat, okay, not meat. Don't put no meat out there in your in your yard because it will smell bad as it rots. But to be honest, you can put meat in your garden. You can, if you have some bones, you could grind them up and make bone meal because they sell bone meal, y'all, and that's grinded up bones. So in order to grind the bones up, though, what you do, you bake them first. You put them in the oven, dry them out, and then you pulverize them by putting them in a not a blender, but because a blender, I don't, well, maybe a blender, but I have a food processor. I have a tiny one too. I have one, yeah, and pulverize it and put that in your garden. Okay. Anything also that, like I said, vegetables. I have my bell pepper ends, my onion ends, and things like that. I do have that in a Ziploc bag as well. It's somewhere over here. Let me see. But I'm not gonna open this. Okay. I'm not gonna open these two things. I know it looked like it might be yogurt, but it's uh, eggshell, and some of my kitchen scraps. And see, it start getting juicy. Now you got to be very careful uh, when you mix this. So when I end up making it and using it, I will show y'all how to use this. But you don't need to buy fertilizer. I know if you're looking at YouTube videos and then people telling you to buy fertilizer and things like that, you do not have to do that. Okay. So even if you didn't do what I'm doing now, your stuff will still grow. Okay. Even if you didn't do this, but I'm going to do this year and I'm going to see the difference. I'm going to see the difference in me using fertilizer, which I'm quite sure the plants will do well. They did well without the fertilizer and they may do even better with the fertilizer. And so this year I just planned ahead of time. Okay. But these things break down easily, y'all. It breaks down so quickly that you don't need a whole lot of time, right? You just, when you're doing this, you only need like it to be sealed up in a Ziploc bag or in a bucket for like a week with some water. And it's like you're giving the plants back some protein and fat, phosphorus and calcium, and that's what all of this is going to do. Now, that stuff is in the soil that I purchased as well. Remember, but like I said, I also grew things without any of that bought purchased soil. I just used soil out of my yard. Okay. Which I knew wasn't great soil. That's why I didn't put them drainage holes and that stuff. I was like, well, I just had so many. Like, let's think about this, right? Look at it. This is a lot of plants. This is a lot of plants, y'all. Right now, this is uh. Let me see. Did that do anything? No, I wouldn't count that. I call them two not. Oh, they'll fail. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 15 plants of just one item. My habanero pepper. Okay, 15. And I really just need like maybe two. Two, I probably just need one. Okay. I rather just need one because I'm not a hot pepper person, and this is a hot pepper. This is a hot pepper, okay? I'm not, yeah, this is a hot pepper. I have a couple of hot peppers, okay? So, but this one, I figure I just need one, and I have 15, and this not even all the seeds. There's still more seeds in the in the thing, right? So I'm saying that year when I was growing things crazily and crazy things, I didn't think it was gonna work, and I didn't care if it worked, right? Because I had so many plants. I had too many. But this year, I know what I want to grow. I like I told you, I really want cucumbers. I love them. They came out so good. I want my sweet potatoes, right? Which this is my first time doing sweet potatoes, but I did potatoes uh, multiple times. When I went and dug in my ground, there was potatoes in the ground, y'all. Potato where I never went and dug them up because, like I said, I think I did that maybe 3 years ago. I planted them out there. I covered it with straw, and then I never did anything to it. Zero, zero. And then I just figured, okay. And then I went out there today digging, and there's potatoes in the ground. There's potatoes in the ground from 3 years ago. Okay. Now the good thing about those potatoes, if they end up getting watered and things like that, they will grow again, right? Because when they small, they seed potatoes, but a big potato could be a seed potato too, because it just kind of rottens out and re- overgrows. It will regrow, and I think that's what happened because I I remember planting in that area 5 years ago, and then the following year, but no, not in that area. I'm sorry. I built up that area 5 years ago, but then I grew there 4 years ago. The potatoes, I had a good harvest. And then 3 years ago, I ended up with more potatoes. I don't remember putting anything in the ground that year in that area. But I did see the greens pop up. Okay, the greenery. And because I didn't plant them, I didn't care what I didn't plant them. But I did see the greenery pop up, and I didn't go dig them up neither. I didn't do nothing to them. And then I went back there today, tilling the area, and there was potatoes in the ground. This year, I want to do a lot of potatoes. Okay, different potatoes. The sweet potatoes is over here. I'm gonna show y'all, and I'm gonna see. We're gonna look and see if it's doing anything. Cause I may have to put it outside, and it is time for me to clear the water. Okay, we're gonna look at that in a minute. But I was going to cut this in smaller pieces. I was gonna cut this in smaller pieces and then um, put some water in it. I was gonna cut it into smaller pieces and put it in a bottle. But that doesn't make sense because I wasn't gonna put it that small, right? I was gonna put it in one of these soda bottles and then cap it back up. But I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just put water in here. I'm gonna put water in here and I'm gonna sit it outside and let it heat up, let it warm up for a few days, and then I'll put it in a bottle to use. But I'm not gonna be using this anytime soon. This is the fertilizer that I'll possibly be using much later in the season. Okay. I think the soil itself has enough fertilizer because I did purchase soil, right? And it has fertilizer in it. But, and this is some scraps as well. I don't want to open it, y'all. Dude, I just don't because I feel liquid in it. I know it's going to smell bad. I'll open it outside tomorrow. That's possibly when I'll add water to it, or I'll throw this in here, right? Whatever's in here, which I think was my bell pepper ends, onion ends, celery ends, and my green pepper the ends. That's what's in here. Okay, I know what's in here. And an eggshell, maybe one or two eggshells. Okay. So keep the scraps if you don't want to be actually buying fertilizer. You don't have to buy I've never seen people buy no fertilizer like they're doing today. People buy, I'm like, the earth gives, but I do know that gardeners, like farms need fertilizer. There's a reason, but they're not actually fertilizing the plants themselves. They're refertilizing the property, the land. And now we have gardeners online claiming that they fertilizing the plants. Well, I guess it's the same. Okay. Uh, that's why our food don't have the vitamins and minerals that is needed for our bodies, because they're not really doing a great job. The farmers, okay, they're not doing a great job tilling the land and replenishing the the property the way it needs to be done to grow. Right? If you use the same area over and over year after year, and you don't really take care of it and replenish, put back, I guess is the word, place back the minerals and things that's in there, then eventually it's going to run out. Okay, it's going to run out. And so that's what's happening. And that's what's happening with America's food. Our food has no nutritional value. They end up having to add some of that later, or most of the stuff just don't have it at all. Let me put this back in the refrigerator. I'm quite sure the reason it don't smell is because it's in a Ziploc bag and it's in the refrigerator. It's cold. Okay, I'm gonna put it back. Um, and I'm gonna put water in that tomorrow. I do have two of those bags. Okay, I'm gonna put water in that bag tomorrow, and then I'm gonna sit it in the back. And then once it breaks down, but not only that, the rinds itself is gonna go in the soil. And when that do that, I'll show y'all how I do that. Okay. Anyway, so the only reason I'm up tonight doing what I need to do is because, like I said, the weather is dipping down in the 50s. Okay. The weather gonna be dipping down in the 50s, and the things that I want to grow, that I wanted to grow, like put so directly in the ground, is too early. So I'm glad I did not put these things in the ground yet, but now I have to do something with them. Okay. I can't just keep them in here, but like they're in the cotton ball and everything, but I actually need to do something with them. Now let me show y'all the grow light real quick. I think I showed that to y'all already. But let me get over here what I want. Let me see. Okay. This is the grow light, and that's for sweet potato. And we're gonna look at it in a minute. I'm trying to grow sweet potato slips. Okay. We're gonna look at that in a minute because like I said, I do have to change out the water. Okay. You see, I see some look like mold growing on it. And I don't know if I see any roots. That might be a root. Uh, that might be a root. Okay, I'm gonna put you back. Wait, something is going there. Let's see. There's two others so that one is a whole one. And there was another one that I had where I actually cut it in half. Okay. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't see any. I don't know if I don't see any roots. How long I've had this? Oh, I just did this like last week. Okay, so we're gonna give it another week and we're gonna see what it does. These are seed potatoes, which mean if they don't do anything, then it may take a while. They should do something. But I did buy these, and this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. I just don't know. I was kind of shocked that the potatoes were so small, right? Especially when they want you to. They actually told me to cut it in half, so I didn't do that on my own. I see people not cutting them in half, and then I do see some people cutting them in half. Okay, now this really is to start at the root. Once it started rooting, I could put it in soil, and then it could go that way, or I could put it directly in soil. Uh, I did see a video where they said this. Well, I don't know if they were talking about sweet potatoes. Was he talking? Yes, he was. He told me I could have put it directly in soil, and it would have been quicker and faster to put it directly in soil. Okay, and I don't know why I didn't do what he said because it was only two of them, right? That's why. And I figured, okay, but I'm gonna change out this water because it's starting to look a little foggy. You see it? It's starting to look like cloudy. So I'm gonna change it out. I change it out every 2 to 3 days and let it do its thing. Now this is never going. I'm never gonna change the water the whole growth period unless it be like I may have to replace some water in here. I'm not even okay. Just needed to touch the water barely, and as the roots grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, I may have to top off, put some water in here and there, but basically that's it. Okay? And it looks good. It looks healthy. See, it's standing straight up, and it's been in here for I don't know a week. I think a week. Um, I looked at the peas. Remember, I did some peas outside. Uh, I think that was that a week ago when I did the peas. I think so. Maybe been a week ago. And a bean, I saw that the bean germinated directly in the soil instead of me doing it like this. It germinated directly in the soil, which is a good thing, right? And then I did these just a couple of days ago. Okay, when did I do this? When did I make beans? I cooked beans Wednesday. Was yesterday was Wednesday. So I'm I'm sowing beans, okay? But I'm doing a test and I'm sowing them directly like I showed y'all with a napkin, okay? So what did I do? I wet the napkin and then I wrung it out so it wouldn't be uh dripping wet. And then I put the beans on it, okay? And look, y'all, I just did this yesterday, Wednesday. Y'all see? And these are beans from a package or dried bean package. This is not from a seed packet. That's why I was testing it. Look, I'm not sure if you can see that it's germinating. See the tail on it? Look, that's just one day. That's one day. This is the quickest way to germinate, okay? Because I got a bean outside that came from a packet which looked like these, and that's when I was like, wait a minute, these are just beans? I was like, well, they just beans. Then why am I buying a packet that have maybe 12 beans in it for the same price I could go and buy a whole a whole pound of beans for, right? And that's what these are from a bag, a pound of beans. And they germinated in a day. I could take this right now, put it in soil, and everything will be good. Look, all of them germinate. And they just touching a little water and that when you put it in a bag like this, what you're doing is giving it like a that effect of being in a greenhouse, right? It don't need no sun. It didn't need any light. I just threw it over there. And check this out. This is the one that got me impressed. Oh my God. I did this the same day, but these are old beans. Oh, they may not germinate. I don't know. These are old, so this is really a test. But I smell them though, and they are germinating. Look, I'm gonna see. We're gonna leave this one. We're gonna see because I'm gonna be impressed if this happens. If this ends up germinating, I'm gonna be really impressed. Let me show you why. Because these are Louisiana Best small red beans, and I got them out of here. And this is old as crap, y'all. I found this in my cabinet. I am not even joking if I tell you that these beans gotta be 15 years. 15 years or older. Okay? 15 years is when we purchased these. I know it based on, I know what store they came from, right? Um, and I know the last time I went to that store, um, I remember when I got these, it was that long ago. Okay. And yeah. So if these end up germinating, I'm gonna be first of all, I'm gonna be shocked. But if they germinate, man, I'm gonna grow a lot of these. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes, I am. We love beans in this house. If I could grow my own beans, okay. If I could grow my own beans. Now I'm growing beans and peas. I want to get some sugar snaps. I forgot what type of uh peas I have. I think I have two varieties, but I heard I'm gonna be honest, like when I buy things, my whole time gardening, I never really looked at different variety. Oh, like I may say, oh, these are different than these, let me grab them. But now since I'm doing research online and people are saying they saying things, oh, this is the sugar snap and they're sweet and they're really good and this and that. And then it makes me say, oh, maybe I need to get some sugar snaps. Okay. So that's what's happening. The more I look at videos and learn, then I guess I'll be changing and trying different varieties of things. Okay, because that year when I grew them cucumbers and it was so good, I don't know what variety that was. All I know is I bought them seeds from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to tell you, I definitely want those cucumbers again. So I bought all of the ones I saw at the Dollar Tree, hoping that I get the same variety. They were so good. Yeah, they was really so good. Okay. I've never tasted ever, um, besides when I was a kid, right? Because my dad grew uh, cucumbers as well. Hey, Exotic, I have not been here since 2020. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we've been lately for the last few months. I haven't really been going live. Actually, it's been quite a few months now, right? I haven't been going live much at all um, since probably November. So I used to go live, be live all the time, but since November when I got sick, and then it seems like I got sick, and then hubby was sick, and then my grandson was sick, and then my sons was sick, and then I got sick again, and then hubby got sick, and it just seemed like. But I don't think I ever recovered since the November, and that's because like every time I felt a little better, I would jump online and talk for hours and hours. So I need to recuperate. Oh, that's good, exotic. It's good to see you. It's good to see that you're okay. It's always good to see people come back through and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like Anthony X was here earlier. I've seen him he was here in 2020 and then he left and then he came back. And I think the last time I saw him was maybe earlier last year. I'd be wondering if people go to jail. Some of these people, they crazy. Girl, they end up in jail. I'd be like, that's probably where they ass at. Okay, they probably in jail. I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyway, what I'm about to do though, because I am the broke gardener, baby. Okay, the broke gardener. I told hubby today. I said I need some more bags of soil, but I'm not sure how many bags. Cause remember, I'm doing hydroponics, and so I'm about to show y'all what I'm about to do. Cause I have to get these. I have to get these plants taken care of. I got to get them out of here. This is the beginning, y'all. This is not for long term. Now I can put this under grow lights, like right now. I could put it under grow lights, and but eventually the roots are going to get long. The roots gonna need more water, and it's still sitting on the cotton ball. Cotton ball is providing the moisture that's needed. Okay, but I'm gonna have to I gotta do something. Like I said, I have broccoli in here, and you see I didn't put any holes in it, so I kind of just moistened it, and I put a broccoli seed just to test it, see how long it'll take. And it doesn't need to be under grow lights, okay? When you're first getting it to germinate, they don't have to be under grow lights. They don't need any water or anything like that necessarily when they are germinating. Like I said, you could germinate them. You can put them directly in soil, or you could put them in a Ziploc bag with a little water, uh, and allow them to do it this way. Okay, but I have to do something with these, and so let me tell y'all what I need to do. There's a few things I need to do. Um, which one I'm gonna do first? I don't know why. Oh, I changed the setting. Did I change the setting? Oh, I didn't. Anyway, let me taste some of this. That's so good. So these, I'm gonna use these as seedling planters, right? I mean, I'm gonna put a little soil in here, and I'm gonna put one or two plants in here. Okay. I also have my little I have a few varieties of different things. Okay. So I have my little cups. I have these, which I have a lot of these cups, but these cups are for my the cups are usually for when I'm using growing hydroponically. Okay. But so I have a couple of options. And what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna show y'all how I figured out how to use those things. Let me see. I do need a little tray if I can find one close by that I'm not using. Oh, I don't think I showed y'all this yet. So this, if I'm correct, this is the basil. I know, yeah, Italian sweet Italian basil. Okay. Now this is a bad idea. You see what I have this inside of here? That's a bad idea. Why is that a bad idea? Because just like this germinates when it get moisture, these seeds, well, these are seeds as well. And I think they're going to end up germinating. Now, do I care? Not really, right? Why? Look at them. They're a little moist in there. They're going to end up germinating. Because I don't need all those seeds. I don't need that many basil plants, right? This one little thing right here, you could tell I didn't care, right? I put look how many plants it is. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 plants. And then I have one there and one over there. Okay. So 7 plants on this one, then one here. Look like there's 2 here, 2 there, 1 here, and 1 there. Okay. So that's and it's quick to eat and easy to do this, but there's so many different plants that I don't know what I'm doing with all this basil. Now the good thing about basil is I could grow them all around the yard, and basil will also deter some insects that may eat things. So I may just do that. I may pop them and plant them all through the garden in certain areas. Okay, but this basil and that basil is hydroponical. It's gonna be done just with water, even though I have soil at the top, right? So this the soil at the top is not really needed It's not really. I put it there just to give it a start, but I didn't need to do that. I could have put the cotton ball in there and then set it there and put it just in this water. But the reason I put the soil is to help it stand because the way I did it, right? Some people use other kind of methods to keep the plant standing. Um, and I wasn't buying that. It was cheaper for me to use what I'm using. So see what happens when you do use the a little bit fall in the water every time I shake it, but that's no big deal. Okay. So but before I plant this, I do need to make a hole at the bottom, maybe some on the side. Um, and therefore I don't have one of those things you plug up. I forget what it's called, where you plug it up and it heats up, and then I can put the holes. So what I have, and I hope it don't destroy my husband's stuff. I have one of these. Okay, what is this called? A screwdriver. And what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna put it on the stove. I'm gonna let it heat up, and then I'm gonna punch a hole. Okay, I'm gonna punch a hole here and see if I can punch a few holes. Definitely at the bottom. Definitely a few holes at the bottom. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. So I'm about to turn this on. Come on, come on, come on. This thing freaks me out when you don't. When the we're gonna. I'll get it on. Wait, how do you do this? I got different type. What I gotta do? Oh, this one. I think I got it. What the- Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna burned up. It's the front. Ooh, I don't know why that burner does it. Now that it's lit, if I turn it off and turn it back on, it'll work fine. But what I'm gonna do is, let me just back a little bit. I am going to listen. I hope this. I'm gonna heat this up like this. And I'm gonna poke holes. Okay, I'm gonna poke some holes. Now, hey, is it a good idea? I think it's a great idea. Okay, I think it's a great idea. It's almost like the straightening comb. Well, we used to put the straightening comb on the stove, let it heat up, baby, and shh, and get that kitchen in the back. Shh. Well, that's where I got this idea from. Okay, now, how hot I need to get that thing to go, I don't know, and I hope I don't burn myself. Okay, we're gonna see how hot. We're gonna see if it's hot enough. I don't know. I'm not touching it. Okay, we're gonna see. Look at that. Boom. I like it. Look at that. Bomb cherry, baby. Bomb cherry and her ideas, honey. Okay? Don't do what I do. Okay? Don't not touch that in if you do what I do. Okay? Don't touch that in right there. Your ass will regret it. Yeah, okay? Don't, like my dad say, don't let a hard head turn you into a soft ass, okay? Or burnt ass hand mess around. Don't do what I do unless you go follow the instructions, okay? Do not touch that hot ass portion that I. Whew, if you're a kid, please don't do that, y'all. Okay, I gotta put that warning out there. Now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show y'all where I'm going to. Let me see. I'm gonna use these pellets. Right, I showed y'all this before, but we found a problem with them. Remember, what was the problem? The problem was when I put this in, like the directions that I found, it fell apart. It fell apart. So I learned through trial and error that um, I need to put some water in here, warm water. Let me grab some. I don't know why I need to be warm, but that's what they say. Right? Well, I don't know if that's what this one says. Oh, this got a hole in it. I can't eat the top. I didn't know that that top had a hole in it. Let's grab it. Okay, cool. Make do this have roll in? Okay. Now, see, it also don't tell me how much water each one of these things need. Okay. So we're gonna put one in there. Okay. Now we're not gonna put it directly in there. I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna put that in there. And we're gonna let that absorb. Now let's take a look and see what happens. I'm gonna show you y'all can see, but it's getting larger. It's getting taller. Okay. Because it's absorbing the water. And if you look at the bottom of the water, you'll see that is disappearing. And that thing's getting taller. See that? So it's soaking up the water. I'm going to take something and I'm going to poke that down because I want that. Okay. In there. Now, did you see? It's weird what happened. It looked like it got bigger, but the water also got bigger. What the hell happened? I don't even, did y'all see where it was a little water and now it looks like it's a lot water? Am I tripping? I must be tripping. No, I'm not tripping. I don't know. We're gonna see that again. That looked like magic on the other side of magic. Okay, because I don't remember putting that much water in there. Okay, but it don't matter. So see, it got larger. Okay, that's what happened. And what I'm gonna do? Oh, what happened? Oh, I thought I had another piece. Did I sling it somewhere? I'm tripping. Okay, even though I'm not gonna use. Oh, it did. See, because it falls apart when it goes directly in water. See that? It falls apart, but it's fluffy and it has access to water. And I could put a seed in here. Uh-oh. I could put a seed directly in here and it will germinate. Okay. But remember, I want to use this for this, right? Or I could keep this. Let me see. Do I want to keep? I am going to keep that. What I'm going to do, oh, I can't do it in there now, right? Because it has holes at the bottom. I forgot I already put the holes at the bottom. So let's use another one. And look, I'm not sure if y'all can see how much water in it. I don't remember putting them, even if I did put that much water. The water absorbed high. This water got larger, y'all. Okay, we're gonna see the. Wait, we're gonna. I don't want to put it directly in there because it falls apart. Oh, but I can put, let the water see the water going inside there, and then put this in there, and let's see what happens. My phone gonna be dying soon, so we getting bigger. And it's going. It's about to fall over soon. See? Mm. They say about two per one. This one kind of large as well. I'm gonna be able to put a plant in here and let it grow to be pretty big. Okay, because it's a big little container. Yeah, it's working. So this stuff is called it's peat moss, I think. No, coconut fibers, natural. But I think they do call it peat moss though. Let me see. If I'm correct, that's what I think this is called. Either cocoa core, like a peat moss. And so what happens is it holds water without being really wet. And so it's perfect for starting seeds. Okay, it's really perfect for starting seeds. And so the water that I put in there absorbs it, still growing. Look at my some water, which I didn't want to put water directly on it, but that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Let me see. I don't know why that year they wanted it to be warm water. I have no idea why. A couple of drops and it will absorb. And then I'm gonna use something to kind of like that. And I still see that it's still kind of dry. Yep, it's, it's a pretty big one. I could put a third one. I think I'm gonna do that. And that the good thing is I'll be able to keep whatever plant I put in it. I'll be able to keep it after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you here. And this time I'm gonna wet it from the top. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Well, let me stop. I'll add some more. Still growing. Looks like I might not have any more. No, still coming. It's coming pretty slow, but it's still coming. Still going. Just from that few drops. And actually, it's getting wetter from the bottom. Even though I'm wetted at the top, it's absorbing what's at the bottom. Because I see that it looks darker down there than it does up here. So let me put the water, let me see what, when it gets to the bottom, that's when it starts to grow up. Yeah, yeah, top is still hot. Bottom is, let me wet it to the bottom. Once it gets to the bottom, then it starts fluffing up like it's doing now. Yeah. Just get them out. I'm gonna put two seedlings in here. But I'm gonna put them far enough from each other where if I need to separate them later, I will. So since I have this stick, I'm gonna do a couple of peppers first. Which one? I'm gonna do peppers. Peppers need a longer time to grow. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, I am going to keep that in there. That's gonna be even better. Yeah, so that I kept the cotton ball there. Cotton will degenerate in the ground, so and it won't harm the plant at all. Okay, and I'll put another one up out there. Now, if I could take the seedling off without the cotton, I will, but I might not be able to see that. So it's just easier put it in there and cover it up. And now the roots will be able to um, escape and just continue to be cool. Okay, that's 2 peppers, um, habanero peppers. I am going to have to make the little titles, the little tags, so I know what they are. And I think the next one, I'm gonna do without being on here, y'all, because I have quite a few, and not only that, but I have all kinds. Okay, I have these type of things. I have those. This I could put directly in the ground, and so when I do the tomato plants, I'm thinking about doing the tomato plants in something like that. Okay, why would I do the tomato plants in there? So I don't have to deal with the roots when it gets at a certain. I'll be able to stick it the whole thing in the ground. And this is just cardboard. Cardboard will disintegrate as it get wetter and wetter. It just kind of tears like paper, and it's not harmful to the plants neither. It's not harmful to the plants nor the ground. Okay, that's the good thing about these. Um, so I am going to add. I think one should be able to. I might not even have to add one. I could just let me see. I'll pour that in there. Let me see what that look like. Okay. Depends on what I want to put in there, but I'm gonna put 2. Okay, so I'm gonna wet another one of these. 2 though. What? How many did I put in here? I put in 3, right? Yeah, so 2 should be okay. 2 might be too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put water in here again, and then this is what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the night, or for a few hours during the night. Anyway, I don't know how long I'm gonna be up, but I do want this done. So I'm gonna stop the share, y'all. I'm gonna stop the share, okay? Because I don't want my phone to die. Damn, it went to 13%. I want to play music while I do my work. Okay. Let me see. I have to go here. Where do I go? Not there. That's not where I want to go. I'm gonna just stop it here. Charge this phone up, and I'm gonna put my earbuds in. If anybody live, y'all need to let me know where they at, baby, because that's where I want to be. I tried. I looked to see who was live. I didn't see anybody. I didn't even see. I didn't see anybody live. I would have liked to go, and hang out with them while I do my thing. Okay, so I'm gonna let that charge. And wow, that got big pretty fast. Bad thing is I didn't put it in something. Oh my goodness, I gotta pick it up. Ball, ball, baby, we're gonna ride till we ball. Okay? Okay, let me know that I'm gonna put this in something else. Like you, gonna ride till we ball. Ball, ball. Listen to my music, and I just wanted to show that. Okay, and want to show y'all how I'm gonna punch holes, and then by the time y'all see what I'm doing next, which will be outdoors, when I know that it's safe enough for these melons and these things that I have hidden cannot be touched by frost. If soon as frost touch these leaves, they will die. Okay. And that's why I was ready to put them outdoors this week. because our last frost was last week. But melons and things like that, it needs to be upper 60s, 70s, 80s, right? It cannot go down in the 50s. Um, yeah, I don't want to kill plants, when I know. Now, if I didn't know and then put them out there, and I don't have any, like I would have had to go out there and put a blanket over them. Can y'all imagine going and put a blanket in your garden to keep your flowers warm enough? But that's what, hey, they got fabric for that, y'all. It's actually like a blanket. You can literally go put a blanket on some of your things, right? If there's frost coming. Um, these are too tender. They're too small. And if the ground, the blanket won't do too much unless it's like a actual frost or snow. Cause yeah, um, they too young. They're too young for that. So I gotta do what's next. The next best thing is get them under these grow lights. That's why I have the grow light. I just didn't want to do a lot of grow light growing this year. Because if I wanted to, I would have started in December. You see, if I wanted to do, if I wanted to use my grow lights and use up all my space in my living room, because that's where I've been doing it for the last few years. I used the whole living room floor for growing, and I started literally like in December, January, and then summer. The time don't come until May. That's 5 months of just plants being in a living room on the floor. And I didn't want to do that this year. So if I got to do it for a couple of months, I guess I'm okay. Now, the thing is, if I don't grow these things now, then I won't have these things, right? Watermelon could take anywhere from 3 to 4 months. Um, so if May, right? May, June, July, August, September. If I, but if I had grown them in January, they would, first of all, they would be big in my house. Not too big, but they would have been manageable. But then I would have been able to put them out there and they would have been ready for July, maybe even June, depending, right? But if I wait until the end of May, some of these things is not going to be ready until August, maybe even September. Eggplant takes 80 something days, 90 days, right? That's 3 months plus 16 days of germination. Um, Watermelon take 60 days, 60 to 70 days, plus whatever germination time. Um, I want to eat some watermelon and things in July. Okay. As soon June if I could, but July, okay? July definitely. Tomatoes can take anywhere from tomatoes are pretty 40 to 60 days. I guess it depends on which tomato you're growing. Different things, different time frame. I definitely want some watermelon this year. Okay. And some cantaloupe. Um, so I definitely gotta do it indoors. I'm gonna do my watermelon indoors, which I did them outdoors, right? Y'all saw me germinate them. They sitting in the back. Um, but they are in a tray. They're in a seedling tray. So as long as they can stay out in the seedling tray in the back, that's cool. That'll be good. But if I have to bring them in due to cold, then I gotta go grab them. Okay, which I think I'm gonna have to do tomorrow. I think they say rain tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow, and then it goes dipping in the 50s tomorrow night. So anyway, thank y'all for listening. Bye bye. Okay, bye, baby. Okay, because I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm gonna be over here twerking, hey, while working, hey. But she gonna twerk while she work. What? Twerk while she work. She gonna twerk while she work. Boom, twerk while she work. She gonna garden while she harden. I don't know what the hell harden is, but okay. Bye, y'all.